This list has created a lot of awareness of sales confidence in the sales community in the UK and Europe. It's now in its fourth year, which is amazing. I mean, it's been an incredibly strange, difficult roller coaster year for sales confidence and myself behind the scenes. But I'm proud that we get to kind of feature and get behind yourself as leaders, because ultimately you're driving the digital economy. So this has been going on now for a 4-week window of nominations. We've had hundreds of nominations, and they're typically coming from salespeople in your leadership, in your team. They're coming from investors, they're coming from the founders, they're coming from your peers in the industry. So we're taking and gathering and reviewing all these nominations and comments, simple comments before. Throughout the year, I myself and the team are obviously interacting with hundreds of sales leaders. This year alone, if you include SaaS Growth, our annual conference, which was in July, we have about 150 leaders that speak across our online events and our podcast. To get to that 150, there's hundreds of conversations that take place to ensure that we get the best of the bunch to be featured. We also then look at growth data. You know, despite the challenges of this year, what's been happening within that organization, and we can reference things like Crunchbase in LinkedIn. Now, naturally, we don't know the behind the scenes performance of each of your target, but what this does, our process, and this is the 4th year we've done it, and we're proud of it, just gives us a group of individuals to reflect on. So I'm going to walk through this list now. And if you want to see someone you know, make a comment and share with them on LinkedIn, feel free to take a screenshot. And at 4 o'clock, all the top 50 featured get some information and news. So once again, thank you for the partners, SalesLoft, G2, Venatrix, Aircall, Cognism, Air Marketing, Refract, SalesWorks, Exactly, and SimilarWeb. Throughout this wouldn't be possible, and I hope at some point you would have engaged with these organizations, or you will going into the future. So walking it down, we've got the top 50, Adam at Sprinkler, Helen at Salesforce, Bridget at Totem, Annika from KDS, Matt Wise Pendo, Stuart TikTok, Andy Branch, Lucy Open Sensors, Edward Encino, and Clay from Culture Trip. So a round of applause for this year's first entries into the top 50. Gareth at Braze, Alison at Attract, Karen Zendesk, Kevin Sophos, Trish Open Symmetry, Cassie Redgate, Rosie DataSite, Gareth Own Backup, Louisa Railsbank, Tally Sparta System. Something that definitely was an indicator as we were aligning this group of individuals with companies that have major outcomes this year from either an acquisition perspective, a listing perspective. We also looked at on LinkedIn on sales organizations and those individuals that have proven in recent times from anecdotes from the nominations, but also conversations in the market, that these individuals are having an impact on their business. So we've got Emmy at Adam, Paddy at Salonis, Laura at Nudge, John at Cedars, Robert Thunderhead, Lauren from Forecast, Jesper at Okta, Steve at Pluralsight, Penny at iManage, and Andy Champion. So we're into our final 20 now. I wish we could be doing this in person. I wish we could have all the champagne flowing. And, you know, if you don't see yourself on this list, as I said, this is not reflective of all the individuals that are fantastic contributors to their growth of their business. We can only have 50, and through our process, this is the 50 that we've ended on. 20, we've got Jenny that just joined Coursera. Brendan, that spent a number of years building the business at Zora, has joined Miracle. Chris Baker, previously at Box, is now building out the European business for Anaplan. Simon, that went through the acquisition of Qualtrics to SAP, is now taking the GM role at Asana. Dom is driving growth at MongoDB. David at Databricks, Julia from Lumen, Neil Ryland at Peakon, Rob, who's just joined Forecast, Mike, who's been one of our speakers today, thank you, and thank you for all your contributions. So this is now our final 10 for 2020. These are the 10 individuals that we had numerous amounts of nominations, anecdotal feedback from the industry that they've done a fantastic job, and just individuals that have an essence and represent what we're about at Sales Confidence. So congratulations, Simon at Freshworks, Natalie, one of our speakers from Silverfin, Bethany from Peak, who's got incredible stories of growth to share this year from a northern-based business in Manchester, Thomas Harris, the VP driving the growth of Marsis, who recently announced that they've been acquired by SAP. So there's a great story we want to hear there. Bruce, our wonderful speaker that we've heard on today. Stuart, that's had a fantastic run over the last few years building Slack. Christina from Recorded Future. Nick, who is doing a fantastic job and one of our excellent speakers today at Brightpearl. Pip, who's had an incredible career at Salesforce and was recently headhunted to join and build the Google Cloud business for the UK and Ireland. And then finally, an individual that we had spoke most recently, this year's number one, top 50, number one 2020 sales leader is Thibault Serol. And if you haven't seen Thibault's talk, it was an incredible insight from building a business from the ground up in EMEA, and that's available in the Sales Confidence YouTube channel. So thank you. Look out for all the publicity on LinkedIn. We're now going to go backstage for some networking. Once again, this wouldn't be possible without the help of Venatrix, Aircall, Cognism, Air Marketing, Refract, SalesWorks, exactly at SimilarWeb. So this is the final event for me this year. It's been an absolute pleasure to continue hosting these, and I do want to take a moment just to thank each and every one of you for being part of this. It's been a huge adaptation to move online. I know it's difficult for you to make time away from your busy schedules, and so I appreciate every time that you do. I'm massively grateful for all the speakers and our team behind the scenes that have allowed us to deliver these events. I really do hope in the next 12 to 18 months, at some point there is a return to in-person gatherings, and I think there'll be a positive response to that. For the meantime, I want to continue elevating the sales profession, and I'm looking at ways to be more helpful for sales leaders and being a connector to services, mentors, contacts, or people that you need. And I'll try and do the best I can going forward. If you've got any ideas for me, send a message on LinkedIn. For now, this is a wrap. This is our final Sales Confidence Sales Leaders event of 2020. My name's James Ski. It's been a pleasure to host today's event. Thank you to all our wonderful speakers, Ole and Andre, for opening this up, Nick, Mike, Natalie and Bruce, and all of those that participate in supporting and driving change in our business and our economy. Take care, everybody. I'll be in the networking for the next 15 minutes or so, and I hope to catch a few of you. It's actually a great feature. Just head to the networking there on the right. Once again, thank you very much for your time. Good day.